We look at the expanding highways, the modern high-rises, and the climbing GDP, and we see the image of a nation in rapid development. But beneath that infrastructure operates a parallel reality built on the exploitation of human lives. In the middle of our most prominent cities, in districts like Delhi's GB Road, entire streets function as highly organized markets for human bodies. A client walking these streets sees women standing in open doorways, smiling and calling out to passers-by. On the surface, it looks like a voluntary transaction, a simple business deal between adults. This creates a persistent skepticism. In an age of smartphones and modern law enforcement, why don't these women simply run away? If they are truly suffering, why don't they just step out of the doorway and ask for help? Those smiles are a professional requirement. Fieldwork with thousands of these women reveals that 99.9% are not there by choice. They are navigating an environment designed to make departure a physical and mental impossibility. The workload is a form of extreme forced labor. Women in these brothels are routinely required to service between 30 and 50 clients every single day. Owners use starvation to enforce compliance. When clients are scarce, women are denied food, forcing some to seal a single piece of roti in a plastic bag and hide it inside a toilet flush tank, just to have a secret meal to survive the day. To maintain physical control and numb the trauma, brothel owners force alcohol and drugs into their victims, sometimes using funnels to ensure they remain intoxicated and compliant throughout their shifts. The compliance a customer sees in these rooms is the intended output of these cycles. It is the calculated end result of physical starvation and psychological dismantling. The standard escape routes are compromised. Victims cannot rely on law enforcement because the police are often cogs in the machine, accepting bribes from brothel owners to keep the system running smoothly. Attempts to flee are met with extreme violence. In one recorded instance, a woman who tried to run was caught by local brokers and pushed down a steep, narrow flight of stairs, a fatal warning meant for every other woman in the building. Official rescues often lead to another trap. State-run shelters, places meant to offer safety, are notorious for further abuse, to the point that many women fear these institutions more than the brothels themselves. If a woman leaves a shelter, she faces total social rejection. With no support system, she is often funneled back to the brothel, where the owner adds the cost of the police bribes to her permanent debt. These supposed exits function as revolving doors. They are systems that punish the attempt to leave and ensure the victim remains in captivity. This trafficking machine is funded by every segment of society. In university districts, groups of students visit brothels simply because they believe buying sex makes them look cool or worldly to their peers. The demand is so normalized that 15-year-old boys have been seen arriving in their school uniforms, using their pocket money to participate in the trade. On a daily basis, corporate workers stop at these brothels after office hours, providing a steady, reliable stream of revenue for the industry. This brutal cycle survives because normalized, everyday societal demand provides the limitless cash required to sustain it. A common argument suggests that legalizing prostitution would solve the violence by bringing the trade into a regulated market. However, in a system where children as young as 10 are trafficked, legalization often provides brothel owners with a legal shield, making it even harder for authorities to intervene in the underlying abuse. There is a deep hypocrisy in national campaigns for women's empowerment that exist alongside a massive open market for human bodies. Breaking this trap requires a shift in how we apply the law. The legal system must treat the women as victims to be protected, while treating the buyers as the criminals driving the trade. Long-term solutions depend on supporting organizations that offer non-judgmental education and rehabilitation, specifically for the children born into these red light districts. Real progress is defined by the safety of a nation's most vulnerable citizens, ensuring they have the freedom to imagine a future where they are more than a commodity for sale.